Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm Sophie Line and here to present some special footage from the first day of Tankfest at Bovington Tank Museum this year. Some say it wouldn't be a Tankfest without a Centurion breaking down in the arena. But this is actually a well-captured view of the reality of tank operation and a chance to see a demonstration of tank recovery in action. So that's for real a pretty cool experience. I encourage viewers not to view this as an interruption of the show or some sort of a failure, but actually a bit of a treat. Like they say, it's not a bug, it's a feature. This particular Centurion is from the Norfolk Tank Museum. It's a lovely guest and well cared for by a dedicated team of employees and volunteers. I want you to know that the damage that occurred here was very minor. With the new radiator hose, it was back in business and it ran in the shows on the next day and the day after that with no issues. It's a lot of work to keep these machines running, and the folks from the Norfolk Tank Museum that do it know their stuff. Put some respect on their name in the comment section. They are a knowledgeable team, and contrary to how modern film and games might portray it, a minor breakdown like this is just part and parcel of the life of a tank and for the crews that attend them.
The Centurion obviously saw service around the world as well. India, Pakistan, Star Wars, Arab-Israeli wars, where the Israeli forces went with the Swedes with the 103C series. So it's been used by different nations at different times. So you can always tell a good tank by the fact that you can export it. And it was used again by very capably with the Australian forces in Vietnam. So it's had a wide variety of uses, and the Americans during the Korean War were very impressed by its ability to climb. So once it starts going, its ability to climb up gradients of 35% was really, really good. So as you can see, we've got
before I some of the vehicles that you can see in the arena, you're actually now going to see a real live use of one of those vehicles as the Centurion will be taken away. We're now going to watch as we see some real life recovery taking place. The tow hitch was lifted by a forklift. I presume in a battle situation that wouldn't be the case?
Yeah, that's correct. In a battle situation, it's between the crew to get the towing equipment off the back of the vehicle onto the ground, and then we've got to build it up into that shape. We normally takes about 2 to 3 minutes to do that, and it is quite heavy equipment. As you can see now, the recovery mechanic is pulling off a winch in the back, and this is the luxury of the CRARRV has got this winch where you can lift the towing equipment up in level with the eye. On the Challenger though, if we're doing troop level recovery, it's all manually done by hand.
So they've got to have pretty strong arm muscles to do that. It is actually fascinating to see this. I've actually not seen this happen before in my time here at the Tank Museum over the last 5 or 6 years. So actually I think you've for maybe the wrong reason, you brought us a bit of an extra show, which as you can see from the people in the audience, is certainly brought in some crowds. So they've got to literally now get the hook and eye together, and that's got to be precision so the pin can go in, and then and how much tonnage can the recovery vehicle pull?
I don't know the exact sum, but obviously the CRARRV can pull CRARRV, and it can also pull Challenger 2 also, so up to 90 odd tons, yeah.
And considering the size of the vehicle, it's precision, isn't it? I mean, I've just got looking now at how that's going to have to line up, and my eyes aren't great, but that's going to take some manoeuvring to get that absolutely spot on. But I guess, you know, the guys are trained in this. They regularly have to do this as exercises, so if ever they're called to do it in a real life situation, they can recover vehicles very quickly, which presumably is the main aim of the game.
Yeah, that's right. We obviously practice this quite a lot, and obviously the really are specialists, the recovery mechanics are specialists in this. However, we do have to train for this on a regular basis, because in a real life battle situation, you can't afford to waste time building airframes. We have to get that vehicle off the battlefield as quickly as possible. And if the CRARRV is available, like we have today, it can be done a lot quicker and easier. And these guys do work extremely hard. They really are, especially with exercise and BATIS, they are always the last off the battlefield, recovering vehicles, and they do a really good job.
Well, I have to say it's been impressive so far, and we'll watch with interest as they well, no, it's like having a swarm of bees around, isn't it? They've all got a job to do, and to make sure that obviously everything is kept exactly as it should be. So will the winch actually pull the tank towards the recovery vehicle, or will the recovery vehicle now need to reverse?
No, the recovery vehicle will have to reverse to the casualty vehicle. You can see now the commander is at the back of the CRARRV. He's got a PRR radio on, and he's in comms now. Well, he will be shortly in comms with the driver. So literally the driver's reversing blind. He's literally relying on the communication of the commander, and as I said before, it's very, very minute stick pulls. So we're talking millimetres here when it comes to marrying up the A-frame up to the tow line itself.
Well, I have to say, I can see lots of people with their cameras and their phones out, you know, taking pictures and video of this, because it really is quite unique for us to see this at Tankfest, which is a good thing, because normally the machinery is very reliable. But so it's now going to reverse back, and this is all being done obviously via communication, not via Skype. So this is precision, and literally the driver has no rear view at all. So that is all being done through communication with his colleague. They'll line up the hook and eye, and then using the winch, they will lift the towing arm to get it in the right position, which again makes easy life of that, as I can see now. And obviously the pin can go in, and they'll be ready to pull away the vehicle into recovery. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where the precision engineering comes in. It's got to be literally millimetre perfect so that the vehicles can be attached, ready to recover Duchess and take Duchess back to the tank park area. Once again, all this is being done with no sights from the driver of the recovery vehicle. It's all done purely with communications between the two officers who are manning the recovery vehicle at the moment. As we speak, it's about, I can see, probably just about a foot apart at the moment, so we're getting into quite a precision time for this connection to be made. And once again, if you've got any camera equipment with you or phones, do take some pictures. This is a rare sight. And if you're showing them on social media, please hashtag Tank Museum and hashtag Tankfest. We'd love to see your pictures. So we're now inching back. And with a few minor adjustments. There's complete trust, obviously, because the officer is just behind the tracks of the tank, and it's in. They made that look so simple. I can assure you, it certainly wasn't. And they're now going to be putting the pin in. It's just moving back slightly. You probably can't see from your distance, but it has just moved back slightly just to get the pin exactly located correctly. There we are, just a small movement. So just going for the second attempt now. And what they're going to need to do is just lift the tow arm a little bit higher so they can get the right angle to get the two to connect. So he's just telling the driver hard right, just to bring it in. And I think we should have that connected very soon indeed. When you're trying to maneuver something as large as this, and we're talking about millimetre precision, it really is an amazing skill that I'm privileged to watch. So just a reminder again, if you are taking any photographs or videos today of any of the exhibitions around the site or any of the live action in the main arena, please do tag hashtag Tankfest and hashtag Tank Museum. And as I mentioned, we'll be putting up for sale tickets for the 2022 Tankfest in October. If you'd like to be some of the first to be notified of that, then please do make sure that you sign up for our e-newsletter at the Tank Museum website, which is tankmuseum.org. You can also find links there to the various online areas of knowledge and also, of course, the YouTube channel as well, where you can see a great variety of interesting, informative and technical videos. So we're just going to move the recovery vehicle just to get the angle exactly right to get the pin in. And of course, this is in a test environment, but you can imagine how difficult this would be in a live battlefield scenario where time is of the essence, and it's key to get the disabled tank off the battlefield and moved, ready for repair. So the pin is now in, so the vehicles are now attached, and I can assure you, having sort of watched it from a metre or so away, that was a lot harder than it probably looks from the distance that you're seeing it. It really is positioned, and so they'll now be able to tow Duchess away from the main arena into the Tank Park, where I believe the team from the Norfolk Tank Museum are going to have a look and see if it can be ready for our second display of the day this afternoon for those people that have tickets for that. So once all the chains for the winch are put back into their harness, the crew should be ready to move and tow Duchess out of the main arena. A rare sight next to the army in action, recovering these stricken.
Hats off as well to the Johnny on the Spot recovery team for their quick help. Seeing and hearing the Challenger armored repair and recovery vehicles is a hell of a treat too. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you dug it, thank you for watching, toss it a like, and subscribe to my channel for more tank shows and other armored adventures. I'll see you next time.